man, this is fucking wild. I'm pulling up to my intern's house that I met back in late 2020. Holy shit. I distinctly remember pulling out of this driveway and heading my way back to Florida. And here I am, back again. It is incredible the people you'll meet doing things you feel passionate over, and then come to find out they actually become a really good friend and they're willing to let you stay at their place of dwelling for an extended amount of time. And I saw her cat just now too. Forgot. I wonder if her cats will recognize me. Bro, this is so crazy. I was just here. This is so strange. I was just at this house. I'm not gonna show you guys the house for obvious reasons, but I'm here, bro. I have not been here in 4, 5, almost a year and a half. Year and 5 months. It's been a crazy ass ride since then. I've just been all over doing whatever the hell, finding what I really want to do, jumping from job to job, and I ended up back here because the current gig I have is pretty much over, and I actually want to hang out here for a little bit. Beautiful North Carolina. Tons of nice people here, man. Really are. Very cordial for the most part. A lot of people smile. There's so much nature out here. That's why when you go back or you go outside, you just zen out, think about your troubles. Do they really matter? Are they as hard as you believe they are? What's the answer to them? It's easier to reflect when you're away from chaos and constant influx of information from sources you're not even sure you can trust. You can misconstrue good signs and meaning, genuine meaning. As opposed to the reality of marketing gimmicks. You can misconstrue marketing for life advice. And what I mean by that is you can get led by the carrot, which I believe I have been for a long time. Although I've made a good amount of decisions on my own, when you live in a certain environment, no matter where you're at, being aware of how much influence is around you, change your mind and alter your way of thinking for better or worse is pretty critical. Anyway, man, I'm so grateful to be back here. This is unbelievable. How is it that I'm back here? It's almost like I fled back to North Carolina. This is a pretty cool state, man. I actually enjoy it a lot. Been to Charlotte, Asheville. There's so many dope places here, man. It's unlike any state I've ever been to. And I've been to a good amount, actually. So, I'm looking forward to taking some meditative time and going into my mind, pulling out what actually matters to me. So potentially, it's one of the reasons I came back up here, to freely float for a little bit and figure out what's going on, because although it's been really stressful being up here, hustling this sales gig I signed up for, testing out the company, if they're legit or not. They seem like they are, but it's just been hell. It's been a lot of this. Such is life with sales. You can very much become part of a roller coaster that doesn't seem to have a button to unclick your seatbelt. It's almost like you're stuck on it. That's a lot of what sales, business, any sort of hustle can feel like, especially if you're commission only. And if you have the potential to constantly make more money regardless of what time it is, because you can sell now to anyone in the world. If you don't know how to automate that, you can work yourself literally to death. There have been people that have died literally at their desk. That's just disgusting, man. I actually met this guy today that told me, don't stress yourself out with no job. I think those are his words. Don't get stressed over no job. And hey, he might have a good point, because why would you stress over a job? I suppose when you look at it from as a job standpoint versus your calling, you might stress out over your calling because that's eating at you, something that you really need to do and you're not doing, then stress might be warranted there. But I think his point is pretty accurate. If you're just hustling something because you need to get paid and you're stressing over it, you're stressing over fulfilling someone else's dream. That's the craziest part to me. And it's not like you should take anything personally, because everyone just wants to follow their own dream. Whatever that dream is, whether we think they have good or bad dreams, most people are inherently good, and therefore, if they're trying to convince you to follow them, they believe they're doing more good for the world by having you come along. But if that's not what you want, you're gonna clash hard. You might learn some skills that'll help you navigate your way towards getting what you want, but that might be all it is, just a stepping stone. And I suppose it's just nothing to take personally, and therefore you shouldn't stress about it either. Man, I'm excited to be back here. This feels good. This feels pretty damn good, man. I can't believe I'm actually back in North Carolina, and let alone at my intern's house. So sweet of her to allow me to stay here. And she didn't even charge me last time. I paid her because I insisted, but she wasn't expecting any pay from me, which boggles my mind. Such a sweet person.